the Championship Formula podcast with Joey Gilbert. This is the Get Your Ass to Work podcast, episode number 56, and I've got a very, very special listener. It's my grandma, and my grandma gets upset when I use the F word on this show because she says it makes me sound angry. Now, my grandma drops quite a few F-bombs, and in her time, she drops them pretty often. So, that doesn't mean that I need to say F-bombs. So for this episode, we are going to have an F-bomb-free episode of friendly and kind talk about the Championship Formula podcast with Joey Gilbert. So, some of you guys know I partnered with Joey Gilbert in the EXP model of real estate. Basically, Joey came to me pretty humble, not knowing anything about real estate. And to give a quick background on Joey Gilbert, professional prize fighter, held 2 championship belts, and became a somewhat of a local celebrity lawyer here in the Reno area. He's on billboards, he's at the airport, on advertisements. Pretty much if you've come through Reno and you've spent any amount of time here, you've probably have seen his billboards, yet alone if you get a DUI, you'd probably use Joey's firm as the people to help get you out of trouble. Well, Joey wanted to get into real estate because he has a lot of influence over people here in the local area, and he reached out to me. Basically, we partnered to get EXP Real Estate moving here in the area, and being that he is very coachable, as any professional person usually is, he said, Dan, I really don't know what I'm doing in the real estate section, so I'd like to have you, partner with me to help us out on the real estate side, and then we will work together on doing the other side of the EXP business, which is recruiting to the company, growing the business. And I'm recruiting to my team, we're recruiting to EXP, and why not? The model works. It's better than any other model that is out there for a lot of people, not for everyone. And I'll tell you straight up if it's not the right model for you, but it's a great model for a lot of people who are running a real estate business here in the Reno or California area, basically nationwide, where you want to be your own boss. You don't need a ton of help getting started off the ground. The caps are low. The stock options are, hey, whatever. But the recruitment side and growing your downline and people that you're attracting to the company, that passive revenue is where it's at. So we do a weekly podcast, Joey and I, and today's discussion was basically implementation. Now, the name of the podcast is the Championship Formula. Basically, we just kind of bullshit. We just kind of talk about things going on in the world. We just talk about experiences he's had as a professional prize fighter, now a lawyer, meeting with people on TV sets because he was on the what was the boxing show? It was called the Contender with Sylvester Stallone. Whatever. He was on that show, and so we kind of talk about discussions. But what I realize is that success for most people is all going to be the same, which is doing a lot of things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do it, and continuing to push the standard higher and higher until you get to a level where you're so far ahead of everybody else, or the 99%, that you start to have success that other people won't see. People will hate on you for it. People are going to talk a bunch of crap, and they're going to be pissed off that you're showing success that other people aren't. But the one strategy that we talk about over and over again, and we laugh about it, and we say, well, here's the secret. There is no secret. You just get to work. That's it. You just do things when you don't want to do them, and you do them at a high level. There is nothing else to being successful in real estate. Yes, you need to learn the art of prospecting. Yes, you need to learn how to present to sellers on how you can sell their home. Yes, you need to grow a pair of balls so that you can be truthful in how you're going to price a home and get it sold and have difficult conversations. Yes, you've got to be personable. People have to like you. But really, you just have to get to work. They say even a blind squirrel can find a nut. A broken clock is right twice a day. These things are all true. And if you do the work in real estate, which is a lot of confusion out there about what people think is work in real estate. People think work in real estate is negotiating a notice of repair contractor, calling a bunch of contractors to get them out of the house, get them out to a broken sink valve and fix the roofing, and doing all these things, meeting with appraisers to let them in a house and showing up for inspections. And people think that that's a lot of work in real estate, and it is work. And I'm not saying it's not important, but what I'm saying is those are the activities that do not lead to success in real estate. Those are the activities that you have to do, but don't necessarily get you any more business. And I'm sorry, but without clients, you don't have any business. So it doesn't matter how well you did on that inspection. Yeah, sure, if you do a great job for your clients, you can get referrals. But that's not the real work. The real work is working in prospecting and talking to people and building relationships. That's the real work of real estate. And it's not the sexy part. It's not the part that people want to hear about. It's not the part that people really, really ask me questions on. People want to know, how many homes did you sell, and how did you get to this, and how did you get your start? But then they don't ask any follow-up questions. Oh, well, how do you door knock, and what's your scripts, and what did you leave behind, and what did you say to the for sale by owners, and how did you learn your listing presentation, and how many phone calls do you make a day, and how do I get started making that many phone calls a day, and how do I tweak this script, and how do I... Those are all the types of questions that I know that when somebody's asking those questions, then they're serious about real estate. Then they want to get somewhere. So to make this podcast brief for this episode, I am teaching all of these fundamentals, and I'm doing it for $20, and that's basically just to cover lunch and cover the cost of the book that I'm going to give away for free, my Inside Real Estate Sales Secrets. That, by the way, don't be confused, that is not for real estate agents. The book is to hand out to my clients to prove that I have validity in the marketplace because I've written a book. So don't think you're going to get this book and it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to learn everything that Dan does to get listings. No, not at all. You're going to basically learn what real estate agents kind of try to keep as a secret away from people. Not all of them, but a lot of real estate agents do, so that they can either maintain a listing that's not selling or try to talk their way into a listing by using scare tactics and all kinds of other crap. It's basically a book to give to my clients to prove, hey, I know what the heck I'm doing, and I'm not afraid to tell you the truth about every single thing that happens in a real estate transaction because I have nothing to hide. And if you don't see value in what I do, no problem. Go find somebody else or one of the assist to sell your home cheap companies, whatever. So we're teaching this class, and by the time this podcast comes out, it should be Friday afternoon. The class is coming up this coming Thursday. So it's going to be, 6 days from now. The class is going to be held at Joey Gilbert Law, 201 West Liberty Street. And we're going to be talking about all the non-sexy stuff that you must do in order to be successful in real estate. And I'm not talking about a little bit of success. I'm not talking about I can pay my bills and I have a little bit of money for a vacation each year. I'm talking about making a lot of money. I'm talking about making more money than what the standard is for what the government considers one percenters to make. All those people that are hated for all the free money that they've somehow received and haven't worked for, and they've got the public to hate one percenters now because they're unfair. But you worked your ass off to get there and took risks and invested wisely and saved your money, and people don't seem to get that, but it's easy to hate on those people who've actually have worked and saved money and didn't overspend and buy stupid cars they can't afford. Anyway, I think you know where I'm going with that. So we're going to be doing this class. You're invited. Come by. $20. I don't care what real estate firm you're with. I don't care if you know me really well or have never met me at all. You're welcome to come learn exactly what you need to do to be successful in real estate and go from 0 to 40 deals in 1 year. 18 months. I'll call it 18 months because your first 6 months in the business is going to be a lot of pipeline building. The next 12 months is going to be where you really, really start to make some money. So if you guys are interested, hit me up on social media. I'll put a link to the sign-up form in the Facebook pages and everything, you'll be able to find it. And if you have any questions, find me on social media. Daniel Puz, that's my freaking name. Just type it into Facebook. You'll find me. And if you are interested in learning exactly what I do to take listings, expireds, for sale by owners, circle prospecting, basically all the business that most real estate agents, 99% of real estate agents, are too afraid to go after and too afraid to call, but leads to a lot of actual results. Isn't that funny? The work that's hard in real estate leads to a lot of results. Is there any coincidence why that's true? I'm going to be teaching it this coming Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., 201 West Liberty Street, Joey Gilbert Law. It's going to be a good time, and I'll be there to answer questions and get everybody set up on the programs that they want to get set up on after. This isn't a sales pitch. There's no other programs to buy. I'm not selling a program, a get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not even selling the gym equipment that's going to get you in shape. I'm pointing to the gym equipment that you need to go get in order to get your ass to work and to burn off that cheeseburger that you shouldn't have ate with the fries and you thought that the Diet Pepsi would save you. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to hit me up. Cell phone number 775-771-1047. Give me a call, give me a ring, and we will see you guys on the podcast next week.